Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Slowpoke from CZT Cris Letourneau. Oh, this is such a beautiful border tangle. Um, really, really gorgeous. All right, starts off with uh, two sets of double lines, and I'm just going to do them straight. But if you have a wiggly border, curvy border, or it could even go like in the middle of something like in a string line. This could be curved, of course. Then in the center, a wavy line. And if you read, take a look at the For More Inspiration link, and it was interesting to read a bit about the tangle and Chris's thoughts behind it, and it just really neat. So like this starts off like the tangle mirror, which is a Zentangle original tangle, and well, no, she said she was thinking about using the tangle snails, also a Zentangle tangle, and it was just interesting to have her thought process on there, and so then she came up with this. All right, so once you have this, then pick a side to start, and we're gonna do spirals. And you could, let's see, I'm going to kind of just start in the, now I'll start from down here. And just a nice spiral. And the nice thing is, with hence the name, just, taking it slow and enjoying the spiral. And then from anywhere, in the center, I was doing it from down here. So I had like this shape again, and I didn't like the turnout. So I re-looked at Chris's work, and I was like, oh, yep, nope, I see. They kind of come, from anywhere, on the spiral already, kind of like snails. And just, it's one of those. However you end up, starting it, we're just making this nice spiral. Wherever you start it, touch the top, your top line, and then coming down and hitting the curve line, and just working to fill the space. This is going to be a off the page ish one. There we go. That was a little bit sloppy. Then turn your tile and basically rinse and repeat. Do the same thing over again. And I find I like to rush sometimes through some of these, especially spirals, but it's so much more enjoyable when I, number one, just take my time and focus on the pen's movement, and the ink coming out of the pen. And I decided to use a PN pen for this because sometimes the micron kind of catches a little bit, especially if it's a newer one, and it will catch the texture of the paper, and then that's just, it's not comfortable. So I was just feeling in the mood for smoothness, and just a little curly there. And that's why sometimes I like the PN pen just for that, and then not having to worry about how hard am I pushing, am I bending it, and all of that. This you can, I mean, if you want to push a little harder, because you can lighten up and have it be a thinner line, and then push down and get a little bit thicker without without damaging the tip. Um, so little plug for those. They Sakura also has them. We use them in the Apprentice set, where it's just a black. Oh, it looks like this. What do they call it? Oh, just Pigma pen. They're a little less expensive than the Micron, but I think it's the same ink. It's the same company and everything. They work just as well. All right, next step is in all of these little gaps at the top here. We're just going to put a nice little orb, and actually move, well, say move myself or move my tile so I can see. And I'm starting them on the top line, so that way I make sure to at least hit that. And you want to fill just as much as you can. So picturing a picturing yourself as a bubble. And let's see, this, if I was doing one here, oh, because I don't usually come that way, but I'm just picturing how would I have, well, I'd have a little roundness here, because when I go off of the page like that, I like to, even if it's just a little gap like that, it does make it, in my mind, it makes a difference, so that's why I was trying to figure that out. And then I'll have one here too, so we'll just pretend that there is that line. Okay, very good. And just being careful to going slow on the orbs. That's something I'm famous for not going slow enough on. And then I end up with little, tags. That's what, or pigtails. That's what I call them. I don't know why I call them that, but I just end up with a little bit that's hanging over, and I don't like that. So it's just the going slow, and then we're gonna fill in the rest of those little spaces. And see, in this, I totally missed the whole top there. But it's one of those. It's okay, just fill it in. It's all good. Yeah, so she didn't necessarily show shading, but I have some ideas. And this, the filling in these little bits. I always have to be careful because I get here where it's a little bumpy. But you can just go through and redefine lines. Actually, this is a good place for that 0.1 micron to fit into the little tight spaces and fill in. Although I have just as much of a challenge with that. It's just all about slowing down, and that's why I like the name of it. Ooh, missed one. And then she points out if you want to decorate the outside. I like how she decorated it. Just let's see. Let's do. Okay, I'm just going to try to be really careful, or actually probably go this way. Although that's really uncomfortable. What I'm trying to avoid is going past that line, and I just know me, and I'm doing an okay job. I'm not going to jinx it. It is so interesting how just even flipping that, it's like, nope, that just doesn't feel comfortable in my hand, so I'm not going to do it. Just not going there. It's just interesting. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this one because for whatever reason, let's see what I don't remember what side I started on. Well, this I have. There's an equal danger point. If I can start on this line and come down, just not, uh, just being in control enough of the pen, not to go, into the little orbs. But I have enough of a barrier. I think, and so far so good. And then sometimes here I'm not quite hitting the. Oh, that one. It's all right. There we go. I like having the straight lines working with the curvy lines. I just think that looks really really neat when we do that. Hmm. And it really looks gorgeous the way it is. But what I'm wondering, like I said, and I didn't look at other people's samples because I didn't. But here's what I'm thinking: what if we went through? Hmm. Well, we're just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna highlight this center. Not highlight. I'm gonna put graphite on it. Well, it kind of highlights it. It draws your eyeballs to it. And bring the graphite out both directions. Oh, see, that's interesting. Okay. I was afraid because I seriously, well, I was like, well, I don't like to do these in any more than one take. That's it. And I'm like, oh, this better not be a disaster. I'm telling myself. No, but that's kind of neat looking, isn't it? And then, of course, you could have fun filling in these orbs. And I just putting a little graphite on one side. And here's something else. I mean, you could decide to put graphite kind of on. Well, no, then you cover up all the orbs. And if you want to add some, if you want to make the orbs look, have a little dimension, you don't want to have them be solid gray either. But you can always come back with if you have a white gel pen and have a lot of fun with it. Okay, I like that. I like that. The other thought, I did it in my version of the step out, is I put some graphite on, on just like the curve going up, and that looks okay. When it's kind of small, I think it's neat to put graphite kind of going around one side all the way around, but you'd really have to do that. Either have a really small tortillon to spread the graphite out, or something. So, but anyway, I might. Well, actually, I was redoing my step out anyway, so I'll probably change that out because I didn't like the way it had turned out. But anyway, fun tangle, cute tangle. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, would love to have you click like. Feel free to share it and leave comments. And if you like it enough to see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section. I always do my own version of the step out and then link to the originator of the tangle, so you'll find that there. As well as below there, ways to connect with me. So if you like my videos enough and want to join me online, I do classes almost twice weekly. Thursdays, unless I have a weird schedule thing, and then I have not yet ever canceled. I have moved it to a different day because I need to have my fix also. And so that's what I do, which if you're watching this this week, that's what I have to do. So I have actually Tuesday, we're going to back-to-back free classes. I have Tough Tangle Tuesday coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, depending on when you're watching this. And then on Wednesday is our Tangle Time. So those are free. I do have a couple that are paid, so that way it helps me be able to do all of this. But information is on my website. Also, we have a fantastic Facebook community. If you happen to be on Facebook, want to join us, I will warn you, I have a couple of required questions just for the tone of the group. I think I explained it on there. But anyway, just to let you know, would love to have you. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.